What is going on, good people? We're here to do a live 2023 week 5 through 17 fantasy football draft. Yeah, that's right. That means that we draft in a fantasy football draft for 2023 week 5 through 17, not including weeks 1 through 4. None of that matters. Not tonight. You throw everything out that's happened. You use all the knowledge you have walking into week number 6 on, and you try and dominate and win here on Underdog, which is going to be the resurrection draft. And to get to this, you have to download the Underdog app using promo code Smitty. Here's the link right here. Underdog will match up to $500 on your first deposit just for a short period of time. This is a special that they've brought back here. Double your deposit up to $500 using promo code Smitty, or the link that I just dropped in the live chat. Let me pin that link right now in the live chat so you all can find it and locate it. There it is. It's pinned. Now we're gonna hit the intro and we're gonna get to drafting. So make sure you click that link if you want to partake in the draft tonight. Hit that link. Let's do it live. Appreciate you all being here. The Fantasy Football Show, it begins right now. Graveyard edition, baby.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
And we actually have no breaking news right now. Sorry about that, playing that breaking news clip. We're here to draft live. I can't wait to get started with you all. So get ready. Hit that link right now. Sign up using promo code Smitty. Again, they'll match up to $500 in your first deposit over at Underdog Fantasy using that promo code or the link. The link inserts promo code Smitty for you. So hit that now. Do it live. Let's get into a draft. We're gonna wait a few minutes for everybody to file on in and find the link and get signed up and make sure they're ready to go before we actually punch the first draft. We probably will only get to one draft because it'll take about 40 minutes or so, because it'll be an actual full draft. We aren't just doing week 5. We're doing a resurrection draft where, a lot of us might have had a team or two that didn't do well. And we're sitting here going, man, I'd love to have a fresh crack at knowing what I know now walking into the remaining part of the season. Well, that's what this is all about. So we're going to hit that right there. Let me go ahead and punch. That's the wrong one right there. Hold on. Here it is. So we're going to hit the resurrection, which is the card. I think it's like, let's count how many cards it is over. So that's card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Click it. 300K in prizes. Click the green button now. I'm going to wait about 4 seconds because of the YouTube delay, just to make sure we all get into the same draft. And right now, it looks like 10 more to start. We should have no problem getting a bunch of you into the same draft. 10 more spots to fill. That's fantastic. Let's see here. Of course, I'm having more soundboard issues. It's nonstop. It's nonstop for me. You know what? I'm just gonna stay here. I have no access to half of my soundboard. Come on. There we go. Did I get it? There it is. It works. All I had to do is hit it. It's like trying to fix a space shuttle. Get a wrench, just knock things around and it fixes it. Appreciate all of you being here. First in the building tonight was Keaton. Keaton, appreciate you. Peanut Butter and Cups, appreciate you being here. Both you guys, Keaton in the building. Peanut Butter and Waivers in the building. I still don't understand Peanut Butter Cups and Peanut Butter and Waivers. I really have no clue if that's really like the same person. You guys always say it's not. It's just hard for me to believe that you got like back to back. The second person in here is Peanut Butter Cups. The third person in here is Peanut Butter and Waivers. Like it's hard for me to really accept that that's two different individuals that are literally here second and third. It's like every night. It's crazy. Are you related at least? I mean, are you cousins? No Sun God. It's Monty game. Yeah, G Money Monty should have a nice day. And if Gibbs does suit up and he's questionable, Gibbs should have a really good receiving game. And that won't affect Monty at all. Monty will still get fed. And hey, Smitty. Hey, everyone, says Joel. Appreciate you. Travis Rowe in the building. Travis, appreciate you being here. Our late night graveyard mod. He's always here. Travis is awesome. Thank you, Travis. I saw a couple messages from you, Travis. I didn't have a chance to get to it. So if you want to go over it here, we can when I open the phone lines. But I can listen to it later too. Troy, appreciate you being here. Underdog available in Australia. I don't know, Growl, to be honest with you. You're going to have to hit the link and try it and see. Link is pinned in the live chat. If anybody wants to be a part of this draft right now, it's filling. We got 3 more spots. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. The link is in the description. The link is pinned in the live chat, and promo code Smitty gets it done as well. They'll match up to $500 in your first deposit. They will double your first deposit up to $500. And there's just nothing better than getting a little underdog draft that literally there's nothing tied to weeks 1 through 5. This doesn't have to do with this week either, right? So you drafted DJ Moore, you're not getting DJ Moore's points. This is week 6. If we click on this right here, East Coast Tatty, hold on, East Coast Tatty dropping a freaking 5 gifted memberships from East Coast Tatty. Thank you, East Coast, appreciate you. This is for weeks 6 through 14. See the qualifier round right there in the middle of the screen. Week 6 through 14 is the regular season, so there's no weeks 1 through 5. And then week 15 is the first round, really the qualifying round, the semi-qualifying 16, and week 17. So it's very much like a best ball draft, other than it just doesn't include weeks 1 through 5. So it's fantastic. It's a great way to reset your mind, come in and redraft. You didn't like some of your picks. Guys like Dotson busted. Guys like Fields are bouncing back. Guys like Breece Hall are about to maybe take off, and people might be not ready. And so there's a lot of fun involved in looking at this thing from a week 6 perspective on. McCaffrey goes 1. Tyreek Hill goes 2. I'm going to go JJ here at the 3 spot. And let's move forward here. I still very much like Bijan. I know people are wondering, Smitty, you aren't drafting Bijan at 1, 2, or 3 right now. I think we can get there. I think it can get there. I truly do. But, right now, just being safe and smart, you draft these 3 big dogs at the top. It's just smart drafting. It's, when I get to the 5, 6, or 7, or 8, or 9, or 10, or even the 12 pick in one of these drafts, which I'll do a ton of, I'm going to take Bijan there. I'm going to diversify enough and take advantage of what's on the table. Kenneth, appreciate you being here. Smitty, first time in the chat. Can you help the people? Can you help the people that don't have a fab league and get bad waiver spots? Because I don't know what you're saying there, Brandon, but I'd be happy to help you. The phone lines will be open too. Trying to get in the draft, lost connection, bummer. Good luck, Smitty. Sorry, Golf. Golf's the man. Golf, you can still hang out and call in or whatever, or just hang out. You don't need to leave or anything. Jefferson, Diggs, Austin Eckler, Bijan. Austin Eckler is one of the best picks in this entire Walker too, in this entire week 6 through 17, because Eckler has his bye in week 5. Austin Eckler has his bye in week 5. So does Kenneth Walker. And so it's a really, really, really good. And so does, the Bucks. And so do the Chargers. It's a really good pick to go get your boy Eckler. You move all this over. You get your boy Eckler, and you're able to have no bye week for the entirety of this. The Eckler could arguably be the number 1 overall pick in this format, in a sense. Not having a bye week left, it's actually really, really advantageous. So we'll have to see what's happening. Owner, what's up, Sam? Appreciate you. That's me. Smitty says Niner Rick. They got Eckler. Nice job. Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp. Okay. Jamar Chase and AJ Brown. Look at the Chase value. It could it be value? Could it be disappointment? We're all just on the edge of our seat, just like Fields has turned it around. Burrow could. I was thinking about trading my Barkley That's a little too long of a question, man. I'm in the middle of a draft. Barkley, Garrett Wilson for Eckler. Yeah, I'd take Eckler. Need to get players coming off their bye week. That's right, Sven. How your arms feeling? My arms are pretty weak, Golf. They're pretty weak. I'm gonna see what happens if people drop any $20 haulers on this shit. How many? I think I can still get them up. I think I can still get 10 reps up. But at some point, I'm gonna get stronger, and then we're gonna have to go to 35s or 30s. I mean, probably 30s. Those are 25. I mean, to keep doing sets of 10 over and over, like especially in that short window of time where I gotta do it quick. I got like 7.5 seconds. HN 2.4. I mean, hey, why not? How'd it go? It went Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Devon Achane, Devontae Smith, Chris Olave, Keenan Allen, Bijan to TM42. Let's see who Bijan gets paired up with according to TM42, the TM42 Meister. Again, guys, Underdog Fantasy. If you missed out on this one, please hit that promo code Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty will get you up to $500. The link is pinned in the live chat. It'll get you up to $500 bonus match, dollar for dollar on your first deposit. Okay, so hit that link. Looks like I'm on the clock. Patrick Mahomes. So far, I've got Justin Jefferson. I almost forgot I had to go look. I'm gonna go Mahomey. I think he has a real big bounce back kind of run here coming on, and I think JJ Mahomes gives me so much firepower, and I don't mind taking him early. I really don't. Hey, Smitty made it in the draft. Thanks for all the hard work you put in every day, every week, all season. Thank you, Luke. Appreciate your super chat. First super chat of the night, I might add, and if I remember correctly, we give that person a standing ovation. Thank you for all the hard work you put in, bro. I mean, this is a family affair. 8 spot here. All right, Sir Dev in the 8 spot. That's great. Thank you, Luke, for the $10 hauler. That was a moonshot too.
To the moon.
$10 haulers get moonshots. What am I doing? Get a standing O. Get a moonshot. Tua Tagovailoa. I don't hate that pick. I mean, it's fine. Part of me wonders if I should do the double QB. No. Man. Am I going Puka this early? It's crazy. It's crazy. It feels so crazy, though. It does feel crazy. Puka Nacua. I'm going to be on the Puka Nacua train. If Mahomes, JJ, and Puka Nacua bring me to the promised land, I'm going to change my middle name to Puka Nacua. Smitty Puka Nacua Smitty. Smitty Puka Nacua Smith. Scoop up Roshan ASAP. That's right, Matto. Hopefully he gets the start this week. Hopefully he passes the concussion protocol, comes out with flying colors. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty Broskies. Hit that link that's in the live chat pinned. It's in the description of the video and every video if you're watching the replay. Or you just use good old promo code Smitty. And it'll get you double your first deposit up to 500 bills, broskies. 500 bills. And ladies and gentlemen, Smitty drafting Puka now. Of course, Kenneth. What do I look like? A non-adjusting adapter? I mean, don't you want to follow a channel where the guy that says no week 1 says yes week 5? I mean, honestly, like, do you want someone that, I know you aren't saying this. I know, Kenneth, you're not going at me. I'm just saying, like, you want that. You want that. You want somebody that can actually admit that a guy's balling out. It doesn't matter what it is, what it looks like, how it came about. It is what it is. Perception is reality. Situation is tied to player. You can't separate it. You got to roll with it. I have Roshan in both leagues. But I see that over 15K teams have dropped him. Yeah, because he got a concussion and everyone's just, I don't know. Some of that might have been before the week, bro. Because Khalil had such a good week prior that people dropped him coming out of week number 4. So I don't know if that data is actually after the game. 16-team PPR, trade Kamara to receive Achane and Tutu. I have JJ. I mean, look, in a vacuum, I'd rather have Achane than Kamara. But I feel like fair market value should get you somebody a little bit better than Tutu, but it is what it is. I mean, Tutu's going back on the shelf. The Tutu project is over for the most part. I mean, he still could be productive, hit and miss, but consistency-wise, Kupp and Puka, I don't think Tutu's a thing anymore. Smitty, thoughts on Tank Dell this week? I like Tank Dell this week. I think the consensus data across the industry has him about wide receiver 25 to 30. So he's not super ranked high, but it's still a good ranking. I slammed about a bowl and a half of rice after that live stream. Man, that stuff was good. Couple of super chats rolling in here from Jimmy the Drunk and Carrie. Appreciate you. Let me scroll this over here so you guys can see the draft. It went Jalen Hurts, Brandon Ayuk, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Mark Andrews, Saquon Barkley, Kyron, Jacobs, Debo, Alvin Kamara, DK, Travis Etienne, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, and your boy's very close to being on the clock. Kerry with the $2 hauler. Kerry says Etienne versus Buffalo, Mixon plays for Cincinnati. You mean Mixon at Arizona? I probably lean toward Etienne, bro. I'm not a Mixon guy, but I understand anybody wanting to go Mixon there. Smitty out here grinding every day. Thank you, Jimmy the Drunk. Appreciate you. Jimmy the Drunk coming in strong. And then we got another Bryce in Super Chat here. Rather do which? Kelsey Pickens for Tyreek Kmet or Kelsey Watson for JJ Ertz? Kelsey Pickens for Tyreek. Kelsey Pickens for Tyreek. Well, I mean, that's close. Let me look at that one more time. Okay, here we go. Aaron Jones ain't bad here. What do I have? I got two wide receivers in. Let's put our balls on the table, ladies and gentlemen, and let's just say, let's go Breece Hall. Let's say Breece Hall does it. He does it live. Guys, would we rather have JJ and Watson and Kelsey for JJ or Kelsey and Pickens for Tyreek? I mean, is the difference between JJ and Tyreek Hill Watson? I guess it is. I'd probably take JJ. It's really close, though. Either one of those is really good. Either one's a really solid move. Thank you, Solo Cup. Appreciate you. Couple Tyreek and Kmet votes. All right, here we go. Aaron Jones. I almost went Aaron Jones and just tried to let Breece fall. Like, it would have probably been smarter. I just know I'm drafting with you guys. I don't know who's who right now. I probably would have maybe missed on Breece Hall, I think, if I would have won Aaron Jones. But having Aaron Jones and Breece Hall would have been advantageous for me, in hindsight. But I also feel like at this point, it's a little bit like, is this where I go double QB? Is this where I take Anthony Richardson to just smash and annihilate it in quarterback scoring? Or do I say, let's go with the best player available that's non-QB? I don't know. I think Watson goes on a little tear. But I'm going to go Anthony Richardson. I'm going to do Double QBs in a 1 QB, just optimal scoring. That means that if Anthony Richardson outscores Mahomes, it starts for me. I'm going to go here. We flex in Swift or Achane. You don't flex Achane. You start Achane. Okay? Let me just make this. Thorbear's in here causing a little drama here. Thorbear, you don't flex Achane. Achane flexes you. Okay? You want to have a little conversation about Swifty Poo and the running back 2 or flex spot. That's fine. But Achane's in the running back 1 column, pal. Okay, Thor Bear, let's get that straight. Appreciate you. Charles, appreciate the super chat, my guy. Smitty, would you stash Keaton? Mitchell, if so, would you drop? Who would you drop? I have Fields, Love, Spears. Okay, I guess Deontay, bro. What are we doing with Deontay? Deontay's nothing. Give it to Deontay. Appreciate that. $10 hauler. Now, if I had to throw out another name, just in case, that wasn't what that isn't what we wanted to hear, and maybe you love Deontay or somebody comes in here and wants to talk him up. I mean, quite honestly, like Judy is not somebody I'm super high on, but I feel like he's off the injury report right now. Deontay's not back. I feel like you could drop Deontay and then pick him back up, but you could drop one of the tight ends, I suppose. But I don't know. I think I'm just gonna drop Deontay. I never wanted Deontay anyway. He wasn't a favorite of your pal Smitty's. Smitty, my boy Bijan is him. He is Bijan. He is the way. It's coming. He's fantastic. Appreciate you, bro. We built this Smitty. Appreciate you, Stanton. We built this Smitty on late graveyard shows. Appreciate you. Stanton to the moon. We built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on late night shows. I mean, it kind of, when leagues in weeks 1 through 7, you got to be setting yourself up the whole time for the second half. That's right, Zachary. You are correct, sir. We built this Smitty. We built this Smitty. We do need a little jingle for that. On graveyard shows or draft night shows. A couple different combos of that. Drop Judy. He's the third wide receiver option on the Broncos offense is Brady. True. But Deontay is like wide receiver 0. But hey, maybe he comes back. Maybe he comes back, broski. Let's see what's cooking player-wise. Who do I grab? It's so funny seeing these rankings, man. They're so all over the place. There's a couple players I kind of like here. Got offered Jamar Chase. Damn, JP, that's a novel that you posted there. Got offered Jamar Chase for Kyron, Andrews, Gibbs, and Christian Watson. Do I accept? No, you gotta. I mean, if in a dynasty we could have a different conversation, but in the redraft, Kyron, Andrews, Gibbs, Christian Watson, that side's better than just Jamar Chase. We built this Smitty. Okay, we are probably going to roll the dice a little bit with the little Rhamondre Stevenson action here. I don't like him, but I also feel like this is good value. So it's a 1 QB. This is not a 2 QB league in case anybody thinks that. I did this for optimal scoring because you don't have to set your lineup. It's set for you. So this advantageous double quarterback situation could really have me scoring a lot of points. Hall, Rhamondre, JJ, Puka, Mahomes, AR5. Doing it live. A-Rod with a super. A-Rod, appreciate you. This is 2 in a row here. 2 days in a row. I like seeing it, pal. So after I traded Fields, my team is QB Lamar, DJ, Monty, Swift, Pacheco, Chase, Devontae Smith. It's a really good team. Let me look at it again in a second after I make this draft selection. Man. I'm going to time out, so I guess I'll just draft. Kid a lot of no tight ends, so it's a little early. It's a little early, but I felt like it was better than timing out. It's a good team. Okay, so this question or this team here is really good. So your team's Lamar, DJ, Danny Dimes, Lamar, Danny Dimes, Monty, Swift, Pacheco. They're crafty running backs. I'm very tempted off of this week to trade Monty high. Not to get rid of him. Not that I don't like him. Just that his value after this week could be really high. Swift, Pacheco, Chase, Devontae Smith. I like the team a lot. Very tempted to go after Eckler on his bye week. Very tempted to trade Chase into like an Achane and like Lamb or Achane and Ridley like type of move. Chase for those two players. You know, I'd go to the Achane owner, go to the Brees owner, see what wide receiver they have, see if Chase can turn into Brees and Ridley or Achane and Ridley type of move. But that's it. I mean, past that, bro, your teams just let it ride for a bit. Come in next week, see what's what. But that's a really good team. Hey, how is my team? PPR, Mahomes, Eckler, B-Rob, AJ, CD, Evan Ingram. Cannot wait for week 6 when Eckler is back. Yeah. Mahomes, Eckler, B-Rob, AJ Brown, CD. Very good team. Very good team. Be very tempted to trade B-Rob away. Be very tempted to go get Brees Hall, obviously. I don't know that there's much else to do other than, like, if you were to sell AJB high and go after a Ridley and get B-Rob turned into Achane. You know, so what's the Achane owner have at wide receiver to make that B-Rob AJB trade work? Same thing with Brees Hall. That's my advice for you, Tony, similar to the other gentleman. And I think that maybe, other than that, you wait. Know what I'm saying, bro? The Eliminator draft, are you live to this point? Are you live to this point? Oh, I'll have to look. I forgot about the Eliminator draft. Thanks for reminding me, Golf. I forgot. I'll have to look. Thanks for reminding me. That's good. I love the weeklies. I think after the fact, I've noticed that the weeklies are so freaking amazing because the leaderboard and that's where we're gonna focus a lot on the weeklies next offseason. We did a lot anyway, but I think we're gonna do mostly weekly draft. Like, there's nothing better than having a reset every single week. Like, you get to go into your weeklies and say, okay, doesn't matter what happened. Let's see what's happening now. Let's see what happens in week 5 only. Let's see what happens in week 6 only. And if you had DJ Moore and Fields, you're in the mix in the weeklies for week number 5. Should I drop Roshan and pick up Jaleel? I think if you need now production, it makes sense. But I also believe if this is a patient play, it's Roshan. It's still Roshan. He's still got a lot of league winning potential, in my opinion. Rise above. Appreciate you for the super, my bro. I traded Nico, Ford, Kenneth Walker. I received Bijan, Miles Sanders, Michael Thomas, and Zach Ertz. I like that. I think Nico's good, but I'd rather have Bijan. I have Ridley, Hill, Higgins, Pittman, A-Rich, JT. Very good combination of everything, bro. Your team's going to come together strong. Revenge tour for you. Javonte just went. Okay, so my team, I could use our RB or wide receiver almost equally. So let's take a look at just these positions. And we say to ourselves, okay, like, enough is enough. I hate having this guy, Najee, but I don't know. I think with this team, I look at this team from like the week 1 perspective. Najee, Rhamondre, Brees Hall, Mahomes, JJ, and then Puka, like, out of nowhere. It's a weird, bizarro world that we're living in walking into week 5. But like, out of Rhamondre or Najee, I feel like maybe one of them can rebound enough that helps this team a lot. I think those are pretty good values. I like it. I like it. Asher is on the clock here. There's a couple players I like here. Hopefully Asher doesn't take them. Yeah, I probably would have went D-Hop here, I think. Man, I don't know what to do here with this pick. You know, maybe I'll just hope that Quentin Johnson does something down the stretch. But my team so far is Jalen Hurts. No, that's not my team. Superfish is in here. Hurts, Cousins, Monty, Javonte, Herbert, Diggs, Nico, Gabe Davis, Laporta. Nice job, Superfish. I'm glad you got in here. I clicked on him like, that's not my team. Mahomes, A-Rich, again, 1 QB, but optimal scoring. Breece Hall, Rhamondre, Najee. It's not my favorite running back stable, but it's pretty solid. You know, good bets, I think. Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua, Quentin Johnson, and George Kittle. I think it's a pretty good team. Not my favorite that I've ever built, but I think it's pretty solid. Big Birds with the super chat. Thank you for your super chat, my man. Allen, Nacua, T, Bijan, Achan, Komet, Swift, Dell, Watson, Judy, London, Barkley, Sharps. What to do? I'm trading Barkley. I don't want Barkley. T. Higgins, I don't need T. Higgins either. T. Higgins and Barkley for one bigger, badder player, you know? And honestly, with Achan and Bijan, you might be able to go, and with Josh Allen, you might be able to go just big swinging wide receiver. You know what I mean? T. Higgins and Barkley for as high as you can go up, but don't accept just anybody. But even if it was a Jamar Chase and you took a gamble there, it's kind of an intriguing play. Barkley and T for Jamar Chase for obviously Diggs. I don't know how low you can go on that though, you know, because like St. Brown's hurt. You could go Cooper Kupp if you wanted to just put the cojones on the table. But that's probably what I would look to maybe do. But bring it to us before you pull the trigger in case it's the wrong move, Big Birds. Thank you, Big Birds, for the super chat. Appreciate you very much. Problem with Najee is, barring injury, he's not going to get benched, so he's going to eat 50. Yeah, that's why I don't love him. But I think where I took him, you know, I don't hate that I got him where at pick 94, almost the end of the 8th round. I just feel like, okay, I like, would any of us grab Najee if he got dropped? Yes. Why would we do it? Because what if? Yeah. So I think getting Najee at that almost 9th round just felt like free. All right, dial into the phone line if you would like to join in on the conversation with your boy live. Let's see. Put this right here. Put this right here. And we'll put this right here. And the reason I got Hall here is because he's a great topic of conversation right now, given that probably going to get a lot more work this week. A lot of good questions about Breece Hall. I feel like it's what's up, Travis?
Hey, that trade I was asking about earlier, the Kelsey for Amon-Ra. Obviously he wants Javonte too. If I can get Bigsby back, I have ETN so if I can get Bigsby back in that, would that work? It would be Kelsey and Bigsby for Amon-Ra and Javonte.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take Kelsey alone. Yeah, but if you can get that, sure.
He drags his feet all the time.
Let me put it this way: as much as I love Javonte, look, it is what it is at this point. You know, would I trade Javonte straight up for Bigsby if you had ETN? I would advise you to do that anyway.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I tried to get him to send the trade so I could accept it, but
Yeah, in fact, we're
gonna drag his feet.
We're gonna be doing another little video here soon. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow. It might be, short amount of time to get things done. But I have a feeling that out of the Bigsbys, the Roshans, and a couple other names that I'm gonna toss out here soon, we're looking at maybe somebody being a surprising, like, holy crap, we thought there wouldn't be anybody else hiding anywhere. Like, no one's going to be Achan necessarily, but we might, like, and it's going to be this guy right here is one of them, Charbonnet. And I hate to say that, and you guys have heard me say a lot of sell Walker, and I don't say that lightly, and I don't say to get rid of Walker, especially if you have Charbonnet, for dirt cheap. I hold it. I mean, Walker and Charbonnet is fantastic. But you might be able to trade away Walker and still hold Charbonnet. And I just feel like between Roshan, Charbonnet, Tank Bigsby, and then a couple others, we might have a potential holy shiat. Holy shiat. Another guy came out of nowhere and is winning leagues. So Bigsby's one of them.
And so earlier you had said you definitely do the Booker and Charbonnet for Ridley and Hall, right? Even if I have to give up Charbonnet too, you'd still do that.
Say it again.
Walker and Charbonnet for Ridley and Hall. I asked you earlier. You said to do it, right?
Yeah. Walker, Charbonnet for
All
Ridley,
right.
Hall. Yeah, because I mean Ridley and Walker could potentially be even in many ways. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but whatever. I mean,
Yeah, I think with Amon-Ra hurt and the bye weeks, and I'm 1-3 in this league, I have to kind of divide and conquer like you talk about. So
yeah.
all right, thanks, Smitty.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Travis.
Later.
412 caller. All right, that was a 412. 720 caller. Who's this and where are you calling from? Stanton. All right. Hey, turn down the background noise if you could. Stanton, where are you calling from, Stanton?
Gotcha.
Where are you calling from?
From Denver, man.
Denver. All right. What can I help you with, Stanton, from Denver?
Well, I don't need any help, man. I just want to talk about some things, man. I been doing my I've been playing for 25 years, and I found you specifically by doing research on Bijan Robinson, and you're flat on everything you're thinking about. I'm in the same boat, and I'm just like, wow, I like this dude, man. I like what he's got going on, but I'm thinking that there's some doubters out there, and they shouldn't be. I'm coming in not for advice. I want to pump up the volume on Bijan because he's everything we need him to be.
Turn it up. Warm it up, Chris. Warm it up, Stanton.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's everything you would want a rookie running back to be, and probably then some. And people are still doubting him, dude. I mean, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, it's just a matter of time before he gets the touchdowns. Once he starts getting the touchdowns, then it's game on. It's like I get,
dude,
I get people are.
Dude, this is a 1 in 10 year kind of kid that you can get on your team, and it's like people are like, oh my God, in 4 games he's only got 1 touchdown, but look what the guy does every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, it's a matter of time.
Yeah, it's on, man. I mean, it's fucking on. And
watch the bombs a little bit for the monetization, pal.
What's that?
I said watch the bombs as much as you can for the monetization of the video. Thank you.
Oh, my bad, dude. My bad. I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is, I mean, he's everything you could ask for. I mean, and then some.
Yes.
And the reality is people are starting to, kind of, it's a product of the quarterback that's going on there. He's horrible. I don't even know that Ritter's good enough to be a second string quarterback. But he's in there, and they got to deal with that. They got to move the chains a little bit, get this guy a few more touches, and it's on, dude. It's going on till the end of time.
Yeah, I think what people need to just realize is that once the touchdowns happen, it's going to be. People also need to remember, like, I always remind people of the microcosm that is Justin Fields' season. The 5 games, what kind of ups and downs, or what kind of downs and then 2 ups have we seen that can change the tide, and everybody laughing at, oh, you guys like Bijan this high. All it takes is 2 games to be the number 1 overall running back. He could have 2 games of, let's say one of them's 2 TDs, the other one's 3 TDs. I'm not saying that that's necessarily going to happen back to back, but if he had those games, he would be running back 2 overall, like just like that. Like, so I think people need to realize, and if there is a time to buy, which there'll be another video on that, don't worry. I've got one I got one on Charbonnet, Roschon, Bigsby, and a couple other players coming out soon, and then the Bijan video. But Bijan will be, if it isn't this week, it'll probably be next week. He will be unattainable. And right now, it's not like he's being given away. But the fact that you, like, even if we look at, and this is a draft full of our people. He went at number 6. He probably would have gone at like 10, 11, 12, 14. Like, I'm sure he goes all over the place. There's a time to buy, and that time is now. And it will never be this easy to get him ever again. But maybe you got another week, maybe you don't, but you might as well not chance it and go get him now before it's too late.
Oh, no, dude, he's going off this week. I'll tell you that right now. That's what's going to happen. And the reality of it all is, everybody's, wanting to hug McCaffrey's nuts. And he's a great player, but he's already had 80 carries this year. It's a typical Shanahan thing. He's going to get burned out. It's going to happen, and what you've got is a fresh 21-year-old running back that is going to start to dominate on a level that you've ever seen. And if you're in any kind of a league, we talk about dynasties. I play in leagues where we get to keep like one player, and I got Bijan. I sold the house. I dumped McCaffrey to get him in one league. I dumped Saquon to get him in another. And I am perfectly happy where I'm at right now because the future is so bright, Smitty. I got to wear your shades, baby. I do. Attaboy.
All right. Hey, appreciate you, Stanton from Denver. We'll talk to you later, pal. Appreciate you calling in. Bijan to the moon.
Have a good one, man.
Later. Yeah, we will be hitting that Bijan. All he does is score touchdowns thing. We can't hit it now out of respect for the fact that he's only got the 1 score. But I promise you that the time is coming for Bijan to be scoring touchdowns, and we'll be hitting that button the moment he has that 2 or 3 TD game. 412 caller, where are you calling from? What's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Pittsburgh.
Isaiah from Pittsburgh. Isaiah from Pittsburgh. What can I do for you, pal?
All right, what's good, Smitty? I basically wanted to ask you, who do you think I should start this week? Mostert or Breece Hall?
Mostert or Breece Hall? You got to go Breece Hall, man. I mean, anything could happen, bro. Anything can happen, but.
All right, yeah, because in my matchup, the guy I'm playing has DJ Moore, so he basically lit me up.
Yeah, then you got to go for the big swing. I mean, Breece Hall is supposed to get unlocked a little bit this week. The braces are coming off like Forrest Gump, and maybe it works out this week, maybe it doesn't. But I mean, how could you sit him now? Mostert's a good play. I mean, we saw him play unbelievable football through the first handful of weeks, not just week 1 or something. But Breece Hall's the big swing. Not saying to sit Mostert. Maybe you could find a way to play both, but Breece Hall's got that upside. I mean, this could be the week that it happens. It may not, but if it doesn't, I'm still buying him because I think Breece gets fed. But I think Breece is pretty pissed off. I think I think everyone knows he's so electric. I mean, when he rips off, all you got to do is give him 10 carries, and within one of them, he's ripping a 40 or 50-yard runoff. It's just like every time.
Yeah, I was hoping that Breece would get like 14 or 15 carries with no.
Yeah, it's important that he gets the receptions too, though, so he doesn't get game scripted out. And I think he will. Like every touch. Remember week 1, how everybody was all over Breece Hall. Everybody was all over him. Everyone acted like they were on it. They felt, and then now everybody's just totally abandoned him. And he didn't have Aaron Rodgers in week 1. For 3 plays he did. But he didn't have Aaron Rodgers, and he came out of week 1 just exploding. So if he gets a certain number of touches, it's almost like a guarantee he's going to just pop one off. Just pop one off. So I would go Hall, but trust your gut, because I mean Mostert's had those. He's had that 3-4 TD game, this year. So you never know.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
All right, man. Later, Mr. Ron Navy.
All right.
What's up, Ron?
Smitty?
What's up?
Give you 3 guesses of what I'm going to talk about.
Steelers and Matt Canada.
Nope. You would have never guessed this, but anyways, to no fault of his own, we're going to talk about a bust this season, and somebody that we drafted sort of high because we had great things for him, but that would be Waller, tight end for the Giants.
Yeah,
Can't catch the ball.
Yeah.
You can't catch the ball if what's his name's on his back 10 times a game.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of like lukewarm on Waller. I liked him at times, but I felt like people overdrafted him. I liked him in the right spot, but
You were excited about him too. You were really excited about him. You were like,
at
this
times,
guy,
but
he's good. We were all excited about him. You got us excited about him. And
well, I don't know
for a
that I don't
reason.
know he was a guy I pushed quite a bit or anything. I think
Yeah,
what
you did.
I don't know.
Trust me. Mine like a steel trap. You did. You went on a run right there where you were a big Waller. Ask Travis, he'll tell you.
I mean,
Travis
there might have been a
that.
time, but that's the thing about the show is it's volatile. There might have been a time.
No, it was a bad take on him, though.
No, I
We
know,
were all
but I'm
excited,
just saying, like,
but
there might have been a time for sure, because we're volatile on a lot of players that come and go through the off season. But I don't know that he was a staple all year, because I remember there's a lot of times where I've talked bad or good about him, but the injury concerns were big.
Well,
it depended, but Ron, it really depended where his ADP was. When his ADP was good, I liked Waller. When his ADP climbed, I didn't like Waller.
You were down on him. You were down on him at the beginning. Where you were saying he's involved in too much stuff, this and that, and everything else, and you were like anti. But then toward the end, you started getting on him, which he was showing up good. And,
I think it depended on his ADP. But go ahead anyway. Just we're remembering it slightly different. But go ahead and with your take on it. It's fine.
What I'm saying is, I mean, it's no fault of his own, but these Giants, the offensive line just cannot block anybody. I mean, they cannot, and really, I mean, Danny Dimes, I mean, he can't even throw the ball. He doesn't have time. It's not his fault either.
Yeah.
So,
the concern with Waller is he's older. Like the injury concern was, it was there's definitely some concern. But
and we were all big on Gibbs too, and unfortunately that Detroit system, I mean, it's just it's handcuffing running backs like Gibbs, and it did it with Swift. It's obvious because Swift goes to Philly and he's looking. I mean, I'll admit, he's looking great, and so it was the system he was in that was keeping him down. I mean, that and some injuries, but still. So we got to hope that Gibbs they decide to use him in a lot different way than what they use Swift. But right now they're not.
Well, it depends on what happens with if he plays this week. He probably will get a lot of good run because with St. Brown out, I think they're gonna lean on him. But we just got to hope he plays because this could be his breakout party in a sense if they throw the ball to him a ton. We'll see. He's still scoring like 9 to 12 points a game. It's kind of crazy, when you look at it, like he's doing nothing and he's still getting like 9, 10 points, which isn't great. It's not what we wanted, but at least they're using him. No. If St. Brown's out and he almost 100% is, we just got to hope that Gibbs is precautionary and Gibbs plays because that's just the worst luck of things when you finally have an opportunity open up, like Roshan's opportunity opened up and he was concussed. It's like, son of a bitch.
Well, these players, and you were dead on about, I mean, me, how much I couldn't stand Swift because of his injuries and just all that. But you were dead on him going to Philly, and he's had a heck of a season so far.
He's looked good.
Hopefully he'll keep it up. You drafted a lot of him, so he's doing you good.
I'm hoping that Brees is the one I'm most hopeful for. That's the one that I feel like we need that one. We need that one. We want it. It has to happen. It feels like it can happen. It feels very doable. Hang tight real quick.
Jets, what?
Hang tight real.
6 bye?
The what?
Jets have a week 6 or week 7 bye. I think it's a week 6 bye.
Let's look at the Lizard. Week 7. Lazarus has a week 7 bye. Yep.
I think Brees comes on right after their bye. I think that's when he's really gonna.
Let's hope it happens this week, though. Really, really, really would be nice to see. They're taking the training wheels off. Hold on one second. Let me hit these. Drop Roshan, Khalil Herbert for Evan Ingram. That's tough because Birdman, the offense is just getting going, and that combo is pretty vital to have. Like, you don't know which one's going to be the guy. So you got to get Evan Ingram, but part of me thinks you've got another player you can cut somewhere, but maybe not. If I had to cut one, I mean, it's so tough. Right now, we don't know because if Roshan passes the concussion protocol and Herbert stays out, you're going to kick yourself for dropping Roshan. But if Herbert's going to play and he says he's okay, but players say that, like St. Brown says there's nothing, and now it's, he's doubtful. You just don't. You got to wait. There's got to be somebody else. Maybe drop your kicker and just buy yourself another 24 hours or whatever, just until you can make a better assessment of it. But I don't think there's a good answer to that because if Khalil plays, he's the guy right now for sure. But Roshan, it could take until week 12, And if he played, let's say he played week 10. Let's say Roshan took over in week 10, which is very deep into the season. That's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 8 weeks of being the running back one. You can run for 1,000 yards on 8 weeks. He could have 1,000-yard, 8 TD season, not doing a single thing until week 10. That's how crazy the NFL is. So be careful there. Just traded Puka and Kamara away for Eckler and Waddle. I think that's an absolute smash. Personally, I like Kamara a lot, obviously. But I do think that Eckler being bye week free after this week and just having literally rested the entire first half of the season kind of gives him that maybe possibility of not, because of being older, breaking down during the part of the season, the middle of the season. So you didn't have to weather through any of that. And Waddle, I do think will bounce back. Puka, I think, drops a little bit, but he's still going to be, really relevant. But, because Tutu was getting a lot of work still. So he's going to get the smaller Puka treatment, but definitely still getting the Puka treatment. But Waddle, I think it's worth it. I'd take the Waddle Eckler side, but it's definitely like arguable for sure. Like someone could say, hey, Kamara might beat out Eckler, and I could understand that, and I don't necessarily hate the take. Traded away Thielen and Dobbs for DK. I would take DK in a heartbeat. So that was a great trade, Anthony. Smash that all day long. Nice job. All right, anything? What else you got, Ron?
Oh, I think my prediction for this weekend. I think the Vikings. I think the Vikings win in a very close, high-scoring game against KC. Mahomes didn't look that great last week. I mean, he looked.
Yeah, but I feel like that's not going to stick. Mahomes is never going to, I think, slump for a whole year. I think there's a big distraction. This whole, let's just be honest, this whole Taylor Swift thing's been a big freaking distraction. And this happens every time a big celebrity, gets involved with somebody. And oftentimes, remember Ben Affleck and J-Lo? Ben Affleck's career went down the tubes. And even when he became Batman, it was like, oh, it's Ben Affleck. It's like it wasn't. Ben Affleck was a pretty damn good respected actor before that. I'm not saying, look, Kelsey's a man's man. Like, I don't think he's losing his man card or anything, but it's definitely been one of those things where it's like, it doesn't feel like it's good. It's a distraction. You know, when they keep going to the press box constantly, and they keep showing that during the game, it's just annoying in some ways. Like, they're overdoing it. And even Kelsey said that, you know, to his brother. He's like, they're overdoing it. But I don't think that's going to necessarily hold them back. Look at Patrick Mahomes' brother. I mean, talk about the biggest distraction on the face of the earth. This team's littered with distractions. You got Taylor Swift in the box. You got Mahomes' brother dancing in the corner after he assaults people, allegedly. And then you got, you know, Mahomes' wife, you know, all on her own, causing all kinds of, like, drama. So it's just that's just in the family in KC. But I think, like, Kelsey looks great every time he catches the ball. He's strong. You know, he's aggressive. He's throwing that first down. He's just like, he wants it, but he wasn't. It's all on Mahomes. It's kind of like DJ Moore. Everybody getting down on DJ Moore. I've got a video coming out this probably tomorrow, hopefully before, so there's at least a good, I don't know, 20 hours to make trades on Bijan and Kelsey, how they're great buy lows going into the remaining part of the season, and you might not be able to get them cheaper after this week. But Kelsey's like DJ Moore, waiting on his quarterback. Once his quarterback pops off, Kelsey's back. It has nothing to do with Kelsey. It's all on Mahomes. Just like DJ Moore had nothing to do with DJ Moore. It was all on Justin Fields. DJ Moore is a top 10 wide receiver right now. Kelsey will be a top 5, 6, 7 overall pick if you're drafting. You know, like after this week, I think he in these drafts right here, the week 6 through 17 resurrections, I think he could easily go in the top 5.
Yeah,
We'll see.
well, you know, I'm not thinking Mahomes is going to slump in this game. I think it's going to be at least a 60-point game, if not in the 70s combined score. And I think Pacheco's going to have a big game, and I think McKinnon could have a touchdown or two also. I think it's going to go in that direction as far as the KC.
I'll tell you what. We'll do let's do a challenge. I'll write Ron Navy on my arm, okay, and wear it during the like wrap up or the recap show if the Vikings beat the Chiefs, and you do whatever you want for if you lose. You drop a $10 super chat or whatever you want. I'll wear Ron Navy on my. I'll have a Ron Navy tattoo sleeve.
I think you should put Ron Navy convinced me to love the Vikings.
I'll put Cousins on one arm and Ron Navy on the other. Okay, you drop a $20 super chat if you lose. I'll put Cousins on one arm, Ron Navy on the other, and I'll wear it the whole show.
Well, you put it in it.
You what?
Well, we'll do the $10, but I'm going to do this anyways. I was before you even mentioned anything like that, but there you go.
Ron Navy, $10 challenge. It'll be to replenish the marker board. Ron Navy, look at Ron Navy dropping the $100. Ron Navy, you're the top super chatter of the month so far in a single live stream, which means you own the phone line until somebody knocks you off.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the Ron Navy phone line. There you go, Ron. Ron Navy phone line. Congratulations, $20 hauler to Ron Navy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Skeptical.
Thank you, Ron.
I just don't like it.
Appreciate you, Ron. Yeah,
no problem.
I'll be honest.
Do it anyways.
I'll be honest, Ron. I'm a little worried about Pickett. Very similar to how we were in retrospect worried about what Carr did to Olave and in that passing attack. Like, I'm hoping he's not like going to hamper things.
Well, we definitely can't count on Trubisky to get Pickens. I mean, if they don't do something, Pickens is going to suffer, and his season's going to suffer big time. He's not going to do as well. He's going to have his. He's not going to be consistent, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, hey, I got to do 20 curls.
Alert.
Hold on.
Super chat alert.
Or, I mean 10. Actually,
Alert. Super chat alert.
Ron, I gotta do 5 sets of these. I gotta do 5. He's right. The guy's right. Who is it that said that? That's $100. Man, Ron's gonna get me worn out. So Ron, I don't know if you've been here. Have you seen lately what happens if someone drops a $20 hauler?
No, I've been busy.
I have to do a set of 10 curls, and so you dropping that's making me have to do. I think that's 6.
You're getting your workout in.
Yeah, the whole chat's gonna make me ripped. That's the whole point of this. Okay, so that's 2 sets. So that means I gotta do 3 more sets. Give me just a little bit of a break here. All right, thanks, Ron. Appreciate that. And then
I've missed every that. I mean, I haven't been on too much, a few times here and there, but yeah, we the vehicle that we get in the Telluride, they got it in the one that we want, so it's going to be available Monday. So we're going to have a new vehicle here, and that's good. Her birthday is Sunday, and she has her chemo 3-day session. Chemo starts Monday, so her 3rd one. So
well, prayers up for Miss Navy going through her 3rd chemo.
I didn't even tell her that he got a hold of me today and told me that the vehicle's there, so she has no idea. So what I'm going to do is when I take her to chemo, I'm going to make sure she gets settled in okay, and then I'm going to take off and I'm going to go get the car, and then she won't even know. We'll go outside. She'll expect to see the one vehicle, and she won't. She'll have her new car.
I don't know if I'm going to go to do anymore. I've already done 80. I did 80 reps today's show, and then now that's
really.
I think that's 3 or 4 sets tonight so far. That's 6, I think.
What are those 20-pound dumbbells?
25.
25. Okay.
Yeah, I think 25 is smart because if I'm doing, I'm having a crazy super chat night, like Magic just dropped a $20 hauler. I guess I could start doing. I could go to the shoulders. Let me do a set of that. Let me do a set of the
Alert.
Magic.
Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
I don't know what that is. Maybe 8, 9, 10. Ugh. I probably should rotate curls, shoulders, curls, shoulders. But I think I need to leave one of them for the next day because I can't do curls every day. I gotta let my arms repair.
Well, you can do some crunches or something.
Magic, appreciate you. Yeah, but no one's gonna be able to see me. Magic says I'm 3-1. How's my team? Any moves? AR5, Warren, Algier, JJ, Sun God. Sorry about Sun God for you this week, but your receivers are solid. JT ready, waiting in the wings. That's fantastic. Obviously, you're hurting at running back too a little bit. I would say hopefully. Oh, Eckler on IR. Fantastic. Your team looks great. JJ Eckler, Sun God, JJ, AR5. There's not even really anything you can do right now. You're just kind of waiting on like Charbonnet, knock on wood, he becomes valuable. Gabe Davis is a pretty darn good third player, like flex player. So I like that. Nothing you can do. Anyone on my bench for Sun God, JT replacement. JT replacement. Oh, you got J. Okay, JT. Yeah, JT and Eckler. Okay. I'd probably say Charbonnet, once he's back off the bye, is an interesting flex play. But, I mean, you're just waiting on Roschon. You got nothing on the bench but Roschon. Roschon, if he passes the concussion protocol, you plug him in. But, I mean, you got to look at the waiver wire, because if he doesn't pass protocol, what do you do? You know, you have nobody there listed. JSN maybe, I guess, but it depends on the waiver wire. But your team's fantastic. First of all, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Your team's fantastic. I would leave it as is. Let it ride. You're going to maybe take an L this week anyway, but try your best. Try and win it. That'd be amazing if you still won it. But once Eckler and JT are on their horse and St. Brown's back, you're going to be in your saddle, just riding away, young man. Myers over Tank. I'd rather have Tank.
Wasn't he asking you, though, in that question, Smitty? Wasn't he asking you, should he get rid of cut his kicker or defense to pick up a player to replace?
Cut anyone. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Good catch. I'd say you can't cut anybody but JSN. So it just depends on, which I kind of already answered in a way. It depends on who's there. Like, JSN's an okay play. No, he's on bye. Yeah, you got to cut JSN. If Roschon can't play, but depends on who's there. I mean, I guess I would say, like, if it's a garbage player that's going to get you 1 point, maybe you take the L this week, but you got to fight and try. So, can't cut T-Law, can't cut Roschon, can't cut Charbonnet. The only person you could even contemplate is JSN. So maybe give me the list of players that are available, Magic, and we'll come in and we'll try and answer that. And the answer to Amte is Tank Dell. Tank Dell for me.
I'd cut a defense if it was me. Just for 1 week. Kickers and defenses, I'd cut one of them if you don't have one of the top defenses or kickers.
Maybe.
Wouldn't you?
Well, you could also maybe get JSN back. JSN's getting cut everywhere, so you could probably cut JSN and still pick him back up because he's not going to do anything on his bye week. So, it just depends on how likely he is to win the week. If you're going to get blasted, you might as well just hold on to your guys. Myers over Tank Dell. Definitely Tank Dell. But I don't think Adams sits this game, so Tank Dell. But we'll have to see on Adams. I think he's fine. 1 and 3. Should I trade Keenan Allen for Puka? I need a win. I mean, look, Keenan Allen's been doing very, very well this year, and so is Puka, and Puka's getting cut back. So, like, this is a preference thing. I think a lot of people would say, and if we look at, let me look at the scoring for wide receiver scoring. I mean, one could argue that the hit that Puka's about to take, and I think he will take a hit. I just don't know how significant. Nobody knows that. But if we look at the wide receiver scoring on the season, let me flip this back. This doesn't include DJ Moore's week 5 performance already. Oh, it does. It already updated. Okay. Keenan Allen's 2. So, I mean, I would say probably keep Keenan Allen, given that Puka's going to start losing some work. At least a little bit. So Keenan Allen's got more value. I don't think I'd make that trade. And then Luke with another super chat. My big players, JJ, Cooper Kupp, Barkley, Kenneth Walker, and Kelsey, looking for Eckler. He wants one of those. I think, like, Barkley's the one I want to give away. I would trade Kenneth Walker for Eckler straight up, personally. And especially given Kenneth Walker's on his bye. Eckler's on his bye. Doesn't really hurt you any to make that swap. And I just think it's, probably could even get Joshua Kelly off waivers. Not that he's been doing well at all, but at least you can cuff it pretty easily, because I think anybody that had him cut him by now. And I'd just rather have Eckler. But if you could get rid of Barkley and another piece, which you haven't listed, but you could find like even a Nico Collins potentially with Barkley to get Eckler, I would do something along those lines to sweeten the deal to make Barkley look a little more attractive. I just don't know that he's going to do that. I'd rather keep JJ. I'd trade Kupp for Eckler. I would do that. JJ, I would keep, obviously. And Kelsey, I probably don't trade Kelsey for Eckler. I would use Kupp. I would use Barkley. I would use Kenneth Walker. I would not use a combination of them, though, each one individually, and then you add more to it depending on what you end up giving. And Stanton, appreciate your $10 hauler. Thanks for the call, but I forgot to tell you something in person. You're my boy. Thanks, Stanton. Appreciate all the work, my man. Get some sleep when you can. Keep crushing it. Thank you, Stanton. Appreciate you. And then we got one more $20 hauler from Jason. And then I owe Ron Navy, I think, 2 more sets before the end of the night. Let's see if I can crank out 10 right here. All right, $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
7. I'm somewhat slower now. 8, 9, 10. I should be ripped. I'm going to be absolutely ripped. Luke, thank you. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. And then I got one more. So let me get to Jason's here. And then I got Ben Dews here. $10 hauler. Get some moonshot. I'll give that to you now so I don't forget. And then Superfish coming in with a $5 hauler. Okay. So I think I got all these off the docket here. Let me read them. Richardson, Bijan, Achane, St. Brown, Flowers, Gibbs, Henry, benches, Pickens, London, Dell, Algier, McLaughlin with St. Brown out. Who from the bench? Any other suggestions for the team? 4-0. You're 4-0, so things are looking good. Business is booming. And you're doing that without Bijan really breaking out yet. So I think things only get better for you. Achane's blowing up. Richardson's fantastic. St. Brown's out. That sucks. Gibbs should at some point, I do believe he'll get on his horse at some point. Pickens, London, been underperforming lately. Dell's been pretty good, obviously, but, some sort of hit and miss potential. From your bench to replace St. Brown, I think it's between Dell and London. McLaughlin's interesting, but he's still sharing with P. Ryan. I do like him. He's not bad. He might even be like the steady 8-point play, but I probably roll with London and Ron might feel differently on this, but until Pickett proves he's healthy, I'm just a little concerned of what we saw with Derek Carr we're going to see repeated. So I'd probably go with London at home. The Texans should be up in this one, or it should be really close at least. It could be a close game, or the Texans will be up. And so I think they'll throw a lot. I think London will get his opportunity. So I'm going to roll with London here. My second choice would be Dell. My third choice would be between Pickens and McLaughlin. I do hope Pickens becomes a lock again.
Stay away from the Steelers this week.
Yeah, I really hope Pickens does become an option
Stay
soon.
away from all Steelers this week. Going up against Baltimore, stay away from them all.
Yeah, Ron doesn't like it. Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Michael Wilson, or Calvin Ridley, pick 2. Calvin Ridley's a lock. Let's not put him into this conversation. So the question is, should you pick one? I'm going to go Christian Watson. Romeo Doubs, Michael Wilson. Could those guys outscore those guys once in a while? Sure. But never am I going to lose a wink of sleep sitting a Romeo Doubs or Michael Wilson, who I like a lot, over Ridley and Christian Watson when they're playing and on the field and healthy. So it's easily Christian Watson and Ridley for me. You start your studs. And Superfish says, it was cool drafting with you, Smitty. First and second, here we go. Hi, Ron Navy, says Superfish. Thank you very much, Superfish, for the super chat. And we got Negative Ethan on the phone. Negative Ethan, what can I do for you? You're live.
Smitty, who do you think, because I do 2 QB league, and I really like to force people to have to trade for those backup quarterbacks that, come in. Who's the starter that's going to be benched? Who's the first starter you think will be benched?
Well, I don't know I don't think that ever works out to the degree you think it does, though. Like, example, let's just use Dak as an example. Like, if Dak were to get benched for whatever reason, number one, who comes in? Everybody thinks it's going to be Trey. Is it going to be, like, look at what happened with O'Connell. When Jimmy went down, there was a lot of talk about Hoyer over O'Connell at first. And it was like, wait, what? O'Connell's a better player. They did end up going with O'Connell. But it's probably Jimmy. But even if that happens, is someone going to turn to O'Connell or turn to the backup QB in Dallas? I don't know that they're going to trade for that player just on the assumption that they're going to be good or produce good numbers. I do like O'Connell, though. I think O'Connell, had he won that game, had he drove it down the field and scored a touchdown and won the game, it would have been a very different, I think, tale of O'Connell. But since he didn't have the success at the end of the day, they can look at it like, okay, he filled in. He's not ready yet. He filled in. But he will have his day. Zach Wilson could either continue to improve enough to stay in the position or get benched. Derek Carr's not going to get benched, but will he get hurt? Tannehill, Levis could come in at some point.
I got Lockett in London, for example. I traded away Bryce Young for the guy who had Aaron Rodgers get hurt. He didn't get an insurance quarterback. And then the next week when they started Dalton, I'd already picked up Dalton because I used Twitter. And then, I'm like the guy saying, you got to buy real estate for me. I tried to trade him Dalton.
And what'd you get? What'd you get for it? Ethan, what did you get for it? Tell me what you got.
Lockett in London.
Lockett in London for what?
Bryce Young.
But Young wasn't a free agent.
Yeah, but I pick up the crap. That's what I do.
I know, but the crumbs didn't get you London. Those crumbs got you traded another piece on your roster already for it. So like it didn't really do that.
But now he lost a week because he didn't want to trade for Dalton.
I know, but it has nothing to do with. But Ethan, what I'm saying is it has nothing to do with the backup quarterbacks you picked up. You traded a guy that was already on your roster for 2 wide receivers, and you're trying to pin it on the fact that you picked up scrub quarterbacks that no one wants. It really didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure. I always try to play the game. I'm picking.
I know, but the game's not adding up, son. Like nothing you're saying is making sense, Ethan. You're like Smitty. I got London, and who'd you get London to who?
London and Lockett.
Smitty, I got London and Lockett playing the game, baby. Playing the game. I picked up the backup quarterbacks, and he traded for a quarterback that was unrelated. I did it live.
And then I took Dalton. I take those guys, and I took Trubisky this week, and this guy can't play another court QB. He's already suffering.
Okay, all right, I hear you. But if you want, my answer was, Ritter's another one that could get benched. I just think they're hanging on to him a little bit. But that's really it. Yeah. I mean, could Sam Howell get benched if he was to be bad for 4 straight weeks? Sure, but like those are probably the main guys in threat of losing a job. But that was hilarious, man.
You got to play the game.
You're doing it, Ethan. Congrats, man. Keep doing it, bro.
Either you do business with me or you're on the
show. It's all because of those crumbs that you picked up and did not use. All right, Ethan. Hang tight. You can sit right there. You can sit right there for a second. Tennessee, Mike. You're live, Tennessee.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? Hey, do you like Michael Wilson over Tank Dell Flex?
I don't know, man. It could go any way. I mean, look, Michael Wilson's really good. And it takes a while to identify whether someone's Nico Collins or someone's going to be one-hit wonder, 2 weeks of something and then fade. So we liked Michael Wilson a lot in the offseason and best ball drafts. He was definitely a fun, final round player. So this is not out of nowhere. Who's this guy? We talked about him a lot in the offseason. And whether if the Cardinals were to miss out on getting Marvin Harrison Jr., let's say they just got the number 1 overall pick, which the Cardinals clearly are fighting against, and they're not looking likely for that number 1 overall pick now. They can't even dive properly. Now we don't even. But when we thought maybe they could get using the Texans pick, and the Texans aren't going to lay down either. But Vegas was so off, saying the Cardinals had the best chance of getting the number 1 and the number 2 overall pick with the Texans pick and the Cardinals pick. Couldn't be so further from the truth now. But when we were talking about that, like if they only got one, let's say, and they couldn't get Marvin Harrison, they got one of the two guys. That Michael Wilson could very much be Caleb's guy. So like him a lot. I like him a lot. I don't know what Kyler does to him when Kyler comes back, but we'll see. But if I had to, you said Tank Dell, I'd go Tank Dell.
Yeah, I was just curious because, I mean, his last 2 games are against Dallas and San Francisco, which I think are the best 2 defenses. So, I mean, he was killing it then. Obviously, he's getting a good target share, but if he's being treated like a wide receiver 1, then, you know, I mean, I guess week 5, he should still be treated like a wide receiver 1.
Yeah, Tank Dell to me, I mean, I think he's like ranking around wide receiver. Like he's inside the top 30 wide receivers, I believe. And he has a 20-point. Well, I know, but I'm just saying Tank Dell. He has a 20-point game in week 2. He had a 25-point game in week number 3. His 2-point game last week and his not really used game in week 1. Like those are holding back his numbers, but he's got Atlanta, Carolina in week 8. I think there's some good outings on the horizon for Tank Dell, and I think this is going to be one of those games where he has a nice little bounce back. I mean, keep in mind that Tank Dell was everyone's number 1 in Houston before last week happened. You know, because they rotate. You know, he's the one that had the 145 yards and a touchdown performance after 72 yards and a touchdown performance, back-to-back touchdowns. 145 yards. People are in here singing his praise, and they still should be. I mean, Tank Dell's awesome. But one game has occurred since that game, that 145-yard, 1 TD game, and now. And it's made everybody, you know, talk about Collins being for sure the number 1 there. It could rotate. And so I'm going to go with the rotation, and I'm going to go Tank Dell. But I do like Michael Wilson a lot, and maybe another game or two, and I'm telling you, never mind, get Michael Wilson in there. But I just think you'd lose more sleep sitting Tank Dell than Michael Wilson.
Right. Hey, do you think the Burrow situation is will affect the Cincinnati defense at all? Just like because they're always going to be on the field.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. I mean, any defense gets tired out when they're always on the field and the offense can't. I mean, look, it's punts, it's horrible execution. It's Burrow walking off the field with his head shaking and unbuttoning his strap and just walking to the sideline on the 4 and out. It's like, so for sure. But again, Fields should teach you a little patience because he was dog water in week 1, dog water in week 2, dog water week 3. And now he's the number 1 overall quarterback in fantasy football. Granted, the week 5 guys haven't played yet, but that's a remarkable stat. Like, just to understand that he's climbed above everybody. And now, as the week 5 QBs play, maybe 2, 3, 4 of them will catch up to him. And he ends up being QB4, QB3, QB5. I suppose he could be QB6, depending on how many QBs go nuts. But that's just remarkable. You know, it's crazy. And so Burrow could have the same fortune in a smaller degree because he's had more, you know, Fields has had 2 great games. Burrow's not yet had one, so he has a lot taller climb. It probably won't happen in 2 weeks, but go forward, who the hell knows? Like, Burrow could be back, you know, at any moment.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Love is QB4 right now. He's only got 85 points, I think, when you did the math yesterday on the stream. Fields has like 123 or something crazy like that.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I don't think Jordan Love's gonna catch him.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, 23. I mean, Love could get 23 points pretty easily. But yeah, I mean, there probably will be. There probably will be 4.
You have to get 48.
Are you sure?
Have a 48-point game.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, so that'd be a monster game.
Well, are you sure? Hold on. Fields has.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me add up Fields'
120,
points.
123, I think.
16 plus 16. No, Fields is that game's included. Fields has 123 with the game included, and Love is at about about 100. So he only needs about a 30-point game, and he'll climb above him. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, maybe 4 or 5 guys climb above. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's still remarkable.
I appreciate the flex advice.
All right, later, bro. Tennessee out. Ethan, you got anything else? I'm probably going to head out, guys. So, Ethan, final thoughts, bro.
I saw something. I won't drop any names, but there was a doctor talking about Cup. Maybe it's a platelet-rich ball. A lot of fake news out there. So, I'm happy to see Cup is a full practice participant. See how much he gets, how many snaps he gets.
Yeah, I respect some of the docs, especially one or two that I'm actually friends with, and I like their characters and everything like that. But it is funny though, and I mean this with all due respect, because there's a big difference between somebody trying to play doctor that doesn't have a medical degree and somebody trying to play fantasy football analyst when they don't have a fantasy analyst degree, because there is no degree. So I'm not trying to equate the two necessarily, but it is kind of funny, that a lot of these doctors, and there's too many of them, that don't really know fantasy to the degree that someone that has done it for decades, and they come in and try and apply injury with a lot of injury knowledge to the injury. They don't know a lot about the injury, but a lot of people will say, Smitty, you're not a doctor. What do you know? But when you see the injuries occur and you see the type of the way the injury happens on the field, the way that the way that it's that specific injury, the way we see it has been treated, in years past, and we see, okay, if this happens, we've seen 4, 5, 6, 7 cases where that exact injury took this amount of time. It's very hard to just come in and be like, oh, he tore his MCL this way, he's out this amount of time, or he's not gonna. It's just funny, and anytime the injuries happen, it's like a lot of the doctors will go live or they'll post something right away and go, okay, here's what it is. It's either one of these 5 things, and then they cover all the bases. They're like, he either tore it or he didn't tear it. It's either his ACL or it's LCL, or if it's not his LCL, it's a knee sprain, and if it's not a knee sprain, it could be an ankle. We'll be back later. It's just funny, man. I'd rather if I was a consumer, I'd rather consume content from somebody that's seen injuries over the course of 20 years. That maybe I can't speak to every little detail, of an injury, but I the ones that I'm speaking on, I know very, very, very well. If somebody maybe, let's say somebody fractured their I don't know, their sternum somehow. I would have to dig into that, because I've never seen or remember what a sternum injury does to you. There are certain things, but when someone tears their ACL, and when someone tears their meniscus, when someone tears their hamstring, when someone tears, the grades obviously help, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. The one thing I will say, and since Ron's on the line, in retrospect, I do wish I would have taken Burrow's calf injury a little more seriously, like Ron was saying earlier, the fact that I had the experience that I was dealing with, and Ron was even saying, Smitty, you're having trouble with your calf. The part that made me feel and I still feel this way about Burrow though, because my calf tear seems so much different than Burrow's, and that's probably why I feel a little bit still the way I feel. Is he describes it as like a soreness or something. Mine was a total tear, and I don't think he's tore his to the same degree. The problem is he keeps straining it, and the other thing too though, is I don't know. There's certain injuries that, and calves seem to be one of them, and we'll have to be more careful of calf injuries going forward. And this is part of okay, a doctor could come in with a calf, assessment. Oh, this calf injury, this. But now that we have a track record of certain things, calf injuries are so tightly correlated to maybe an Achilles strain or an Achilles tear or an Achilles rupture. So Aaron Rodgers wearing a a calf sleeve in the offseason and then tearing his Achilles. Joe Burrow out there on his calf right now, the likelihood of Joe Burrow maybe having an Achilles injury down the road might actually increase, because when you have certain grades of tears and you think of his Achilles being damaged to a certain degree, I don't know. Like I'm a little more cautious of calf injuries moving forward, and that's a lesson you have, in the analyst business. You start seeing different things pile up, and
well, you're working harder than Burrow, Smitty. I mean, you're doing curls. He's got a massage gun on his leg. That's true. And I mean, he's also the one thing I'll say about Burrow though is that as long as he does, like, he could literally go out there and walk around and probably be okay. Because when I tear my calf, and I'm telling you, I have a significant tear, within 2 or 3 days, I'm out walking. I'll go walk. Like, if I can't run, I want to get exercise, I'll literally walk a mile. And I'll feel it. My calf's a little painful. Might be why I keep tearing it. But I mean, the thing is, Burrow, he has a whole offseason to heal it. If he wanted to go out there without exploding off of it, he probably will be okay. Like, he might even tweak it again. And you kind of saw that during the game. But as a quarterback, the only problem is Mahomes was very good at throwing when he was not able to be mobile. Mahomes in the championship game and also in the Super Bowl was hampered, less hampered in the Super Bowl, but he was hampered, and he's so good at throwing off his back foot, throwing sideways, throwing while he's laying down. Like, that's Mahomes' jam. Burrow's. Did you see this new Mahomes trick where he runs down? Hold on, bro. I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of something negative, Ethan. Oh, yeah. So I don't think Burrow is necessarily as good at that type of football. Maybe it's going to help him. Maybe he's going to be more versatile. I don't know. But right now, Burrow is dropping back, not as mobile, and he's trying to learn how to navigate that type of football in the offense with, he's missing things. He's not able to throw and hit these throws. So we'll see what happens. All I'm saying is Burrow could somehow, some way pull it all together and still be able to play, because, again, unless he's exploding and sprinting, and he might just take sacks, and that's going to suck, and defenses can kind of key on them, so it's really on the coaching staff too to say, okay, defenses know he can't run, so they're literally going to just blitz him. They don't have to shadow him. You know what I mean? Like, you know how easy it is to try and play against Burrow right now and literally cover, just blanket every wide receiver option they have, because they know they can leave they don't have to have anybody watching Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow can't scramble. So it's like they're just blanketing everybody. So that's part of the thing that, they gotta, as a coaching staff, play calling, they gotta overcome.
It's not all Burrow's fault, though, because, I mean, his offense, especially the left side of the line, has let him down. They haven't been blocking very good. So it's not completely all on Burrow, even though, I mean, yeah, he's limited, but still that offensive line has been letting him down and not doing a really great job of blocking.
Yeah. Hey, hang tight, both of you, real quick. Actually, I'm going to let you go, negative Ethan. Tell me real quickly your Mahomes little throw thing. And then I got to go.
Have you seen, and it looks like Fields copied it, he runs down the line of scrimmage and looks like right at the line, and then he either throws it or runs it. I mean, it's kind of, I've never seen anyone do that before. He's literally he's looking at the line of scrimmage marker, running it down, and it's kind of crazy, the way he can do this with, 300-pound guys chasing after him.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, it's working. It's working. All right. Hey, Ethan, we'll see you later, pal.
Well, have a good one.
All right. Ron, final thoughts?
Yeah, you missed my gifted 10 memberships.
Oh, no. Let me see. Ron Navy gifted 10 memberships.
To the moon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Ethan sometimes throws me off.
No, I did that a while ago. It's all right. You were busy.
Ethan, in the middle of talking, let me tell you about the little Mahomes movies doing. Ethan. I loved Ethan's description of how picking up these backup quarterbacks allows them to dominate trades when they're not even in the trades. Oh, Ethan.
how you're going to answer that one G Money super. I already know what you're going to say.
Yeah. Okay. G Money. Hey, Smitty, start Love or Cousins this week. I mean, the thing is, I know what Ron's going to say. Look, Cousins has been, he was absolutely bananas in weeks 1, well, really weeks 2 and 3, and he was good in week 1, not great but good, and he was somewhere in between. He was good, not great in week number 4. So KC's tough. Like that's a tough defense because they can be really good or they can be really bad. Like they kind of remind me of, I don't know, they're inconsistent, but I don't know. I feel like you think the Chiefs are going to get, they're not going to get taken, but you think that the Vikings are going to beat them. I don't know. I feel like it could go the other way. I just think Jordan Love is a fantastic start this week. Jordan Love and Cousins are actually pretty close, right? Overall on the year, let's see here. Overall on the year, Cousins is number 4 and Love's number 5. And they're literally, in this specific league I'm looking at, every league is going to be a little different. I think this might be 6 points per TD pass. It's 102.3 to 102.2. They're 0.1 apart. So I don't think either one of us are crazy.
How many touchdowns has Love thrown so far?
Love is on pace for over 40 total touchdowns on the year. That's all that really matters to me. It's 11-8, but again, Love has the 2 rushing scores, so he's on pace for. So he has 10 and Cousins has 11. That's what I'm saying. They're so close.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, Love is on pace for 43 touchdowns total touchdowns, rushing and receiving on the year. That's crazy, and people are like dropping them and talking about how bad. Do I drop him for this and that? And I like Stroud. Some people are, but I'd rather pick up Stroud and have Love too if anybody's in that dilemma. Like I like Stroud. Stroud looks really, really solid. But I
used to like Stroud.
Yeah. I mean, hey, F them tests, man. You don't need a test. Yeah, he looks good. He looks good. More than anything, I think Houston looks good. Houston, they've got the right. I think, pieces in place. This is a good organization building from the ground up, minus the ownership or whatever. But DM, coaching, morale, pieces in place. They're a little ways away, but they've got all the right things in line. And if they can somehow get a good pick, they're gonna be dangerous. But I would probably go Love personally. But they're neck and neck. They're 0.1 points apart. So give me Love on Monday night versus the KC revenge tour that KC's about to, I think, deploy. And Ron and I have that it's a $10 bet, or I write Ron Navy and Cousins on my arms and come in with sleeve tattoos, temporary tattoos, marker tattoos. All right, Ron.
My bias of it is Love is playing a weaker defense, but he also is playing with his players are injured or coming off of injuries. Where Cousins, we already know he can throw against anybody, and his players are all healthy.
Yeah,
but
at the same time, like Aaron Jones is back. Like his injury game was last week, and Christian Watson's injury game was last week. So maybe they're still hampered. We'll see. I know Watson's been sitting out precautionary wise, but Watson appears back. So we'll see. Having basically taking Aaron Jones and Watson off the field is like taking JJ off the field for Cousins. Like that's 2 amazing pieces for Love, and he's still been doing it. Aaron Jones was there, part of it, but
he's had to do it late in games though, because he looks like the week 3 he looked like really bad the first whole half, and it wasn't until they made that comeback in the fourth quarter. So they do got more similarities because Cousins done that too several times in the fourth quarter.
All right, bro. I'll see you tomorrow or something. We'll be live. I'll be live at some point. I got that video dropping. It probably won't be a live. It'll be an upload of some sorts on Kelsey and Bijan. So look for that, guys. And thank you for the $100 hauler, Ron Navy. I owe you 2 more sets before the show's over, so I'll pump those out real quick. And I'll see you later.
Don't stuff over it.
No, it's what it is. It's what you got to do. Drop some prayer emojis for Miss Navy and the Ron Navy family. Ron, we'll see you later. Thanks for the 100 later. $100 hauler, Ron. To the moon. Appreciate him. Let me get these super chats out of the way. Young says Dell, Michael Wilson, or Pickens. If St. Brown doesn't go, I'm going Dell. I think I already answered that one, actually. Yeah, Dell for me. D-Money, I'm going to go Love, but it's very, 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 very close. Gaming with a $5 follow-up hauler. Appreciate you, Gaming, for dropping that. This one says JT is my flex, Ferguson, Zeke, or wide receiver above will drop Texans D. And who to pick up as Sun God's replacement will drop JSN. Thanks. Who to pick up in Sun God's replacement? JT is my flex, Ferguson, Zeke, or wide receiver above. All right, let me go look for this magic. I don't know that I'm understanding this question. JT is my flex. If he play, I mean, he should play, but if he plays, he might be limited. Ferguson, Zeke, or wide receiver above. So Ferguson, Zeke, or wide receiver above. I don't know what wide receiver we're talking about here, bro. I mean, JJ starting, Gabe Davis is a lock. So I don't really know what the question is, to be honest, Magic Mike. Can you call in real quick, Magic Mike, and we'll do this. Like I'll call Magic Mike. Magic Mike. Grant, you got 30 seconds because I'm almost out of here. Magic's about to call.
Kind of float this rumor out to you. I've been hearing a rumor on Twitter and kind of confirmed by a couple doctors. Amon-Ra seems to be struggling with the same hernia that he suffered from college at USC. Apparently, it might be a sports hernia, which he was out already for 4 weeks in college. He had surgery, and they might be thinking it might be the same thing or injured it again.
Yeah, a lot of these doctors speculating. We don't know. We also heard it downplayed very much. It could have gotten worse. He could have got a second opinion. It could pop up that way, sure. But these doctors like to go out, these fantasy doctor guys all over the place like to go out and just like, okay, this is what it could be. You heard it here first. And it's like, yeah. I respect some of them. Some of these doctors in fantasy I respect, but some of them are just, like as soon as a guy gets injured, it's like there's 5 different potential variants that could happen here. It could be a torn ACL or a torn hamstring or a torn LCL or a torn, and they just throw them all out there. And it's like, you don't know. No one knows. This is all rumor. This is not coming from St. Brown. This is coming from a bunch of Twitter, doctors, bro.
Yeah, I just think that it is worrisome though. With sports hernias, like when you have one, and I don't know if you've ever had one, but like you have them, they pop up, right? And like
they can.
What worries me is how but Dan Campbell on Tuesday was very, very vague, and that camp has been very vague with his injury this week, with a couple of reports just saying like, look, he has an abdomen injury, and we're not saying anything else. And what was weird was he was running sprints vertically and not horizontally, someone said on the Lions report, on the sideline with trainers. Usually when you have a hernia, you can still run straight, but you can't run diagonally. So I just think it's something there. There's smoke, there's fire.
It might be, and I'm not saying there's not a situation here to worry about, but yeah. I'm just saying that a lot of people throw this out, and
you're right.
And it's like, I want to wait a little bit before we start downgrading his value and all that. Like,
yeah,
we'll see. There definitely could be legs to it, but I don't know. These are all speculations. These are all, hey, I got the magnifying glass out during his video. Right. I saw this, and it's just like it's a little dangerous. We do that sometimes here too. We'll say something about something that we don't have any evidence on.
Yeah, but I don't think you're egregious with it. I don't think you're like some of these accounts that we talk about. I think are pretty fair. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up and chat with you about it because last week I traded Bijan straight up PPR I just traded Amon-Ra for Bijan, so I'm pretty happy right now if that's true. Of course, I want Amon-Ra to be healthy, but worked out well. Another question real quick since I have you: Breece Hall or James Conner as my flex? I think you're going to lean Breece Hall, but I just want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm not sitting Breece Hall, bro. Nice. Come on. I'm not saying sit James
All
Conner,
right,
but
Smitty.
I'm definitely not. Like, we're talking about a running back 1 spot. James Conner is that running back 2 or flex call. So not the same.
Yeah. Well, this is for my flex.
Well,
so.
Bijan shouldn't be in your flex. That's disrespectful on its own.
Well, Bijan is not my flex. This is for my flex spot. It's James Conner or Brees Hall. Who am I starting?
Oh,
Brees
you
Hall,
thought you
right?
said Bijan.
No. Brees Hall or James Conner flex. What do you think?
I thought you said Bijan. You were talking about Bijan before that.
No.
I would go Brees Hall. It's a high risk, high reward dice play roll.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's me.
Love the curls,
That's
by the
me.
way.
All right, later, bro.
All right, sounds good. Love the curls.
All right.
See you, man.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's something to worry about with Amon-Ra, but I just think some people just it's just weird. Mike, are you calling in? I call him Mike, but his name's not Mike. It's Magic Ming, but we're calling him Magic Mike. Magic Ming, are you calling in, pal? Here's his question. Wide receivers, Mims. Hold on, Stan. You got 30 seconds, pal. 30 seconds.
Hey, what's up, man?
30 seconds, Stan.
I got you. Down to 36. I want to talk about Gibbs, dude. Is he who we think we are? Yeah. I still think he's there. I think he is very startable, and I think that he's the guy that we think he can be.
Good talk.
Everybody's wanting to fade him.
Good talk, Stan.
Everybody's wanting to fade him, dude.
Good
What's
talk,
that?
Stanton. Good talk. I'll leave you with this because I got to go. I'll say that he needs the volume. We don't have control. Is he the guy we think he is? Absolutely. Is he in the situation we thought he was in? No. Will that change? Maybe. Will they break Monty? Maybe. He already broke once, and then they put him back together to put him out on the field. But then they ran him about 5,000 times that next game. That very next game. So, I mean, I'm not saying I wish. I'm not saying
that. Speaking to your crew.
I'm not.
We got the sun god out, dude. I think he's a nice option as a little flare out. I think he's a great start this week. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Stan, appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. Later.
All right. I don't know if here's Magic Ming. Wide receivers: Mims, Boyd, Reed, Waddle, Sky Moore, Rice, Reynolds. Okay, so let me read this again. So JT is my flex. Ferguson, Zeke, or wide receiver. So Ferguson, Zeke, or one of these wide receivers. I'm probably gonna roll my guy with either Reynolds or Mims. Zeke would be interesting if, let's say, Rhamondre is ruled out. But I probably would say Reynolds is your safe play. Mims is your high risk, high reward play. If I had to pin it down like that. Will drop Texans D and who to pick up as Sun God replacement. So hopefully that answers you. I would rank them in order of Mims and then Reynolds. Sky Moore is interesting though, but I don't know. Boyd's interesting with Higgins hurt. So Boyd's not bad. Jaden Reed ain't bad. He's kind of crafty, I guess. But I'm going to probably go with Reynolds, safe play. Mims, high risk, high reward. If you need the high risk, high reward, go Mims. Mims is pretty interesting, my guy. I like it. It's not a bad play this week. Thank you for your super chat. Magic, appreciate you dropping all the wads tonight. Donnie Bravo, you got 30 seconds.
You talking to me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So Gibbs is questionable, and my Walker's on bye. I don't have any other running backs. Javonte is doubtful. So I was offered from my Ken Walker and Gibbs, Pacheco and Brees Hall. Would you accept that trade?
Pacheco and Brees Hall for Walker?
Walker and Gibbs.
No. I would do it for. I would do Walker for. No, I don't even think I don't think I'm trading Walker, bro. Not for that. Like, would I take Brees Hall in a Waddle or higher? Yeah, but would I take? And I like Pacheco, but Pacheco and you're throwing in Gibbs, I mean, honestly, I don't know that I would take Pacheco and Breece Hall for Walker. Not that I don't like the idea. I just don't like that. That's not good fair market value right now, because Breece Hall, you can't trade for Breece Hall on what we believe he will probably become. That's how you get in trouble. You got to trade for Breece Hall, what his value is right now. Little piece of news doesn't make him valued with Walker. You know, I think he can get there for sure. We're a Breece Hall community here, but you got to play this one smart and not, go after Breece like, wildfire and just give up the world for him. You got to be careful and make sure that it makes sense. So you're giving up way too much.
What if I do like Ken Walker for 2 players? I could do like Breece Hall and Zay Flowers, or Pacheco and Zay, Breece and Zay. Do you like that more?
Breece,
just hold on.
Breece and Pacheco for Walker is, somewhat tempting, but I think you can't do it because the value for Walker, fair market value, is too high. So Zay, and I like Zay Flowers, but he's not Pacheco. Pacheco's better, and I'm saying no to that.
Yeah,
you got to get a Devontae Smith. You got to get a Waddle. You got to get a Debo. You got to get a doubted Calvin Ridley. Maybe you throw something small back if he gives you like a Ridley. But he can't dictate this, bro. This is like, oh, he'll only do this. Well, then walk away. Walk away. If he wants Ken Walker, he can come get him. He's going to cost double next week when he's bye week free.
Yeah, because I don't have any other running back to play if Gibbs is out, because Javonte, he's questionable, and I don't have anyone else. Like, I have Keaton Mitchell in my IR. So
I know, but do you really make a trade? Like, Walker's out anyway, and you may lose the week anyway. Are you really going to make a bad trade so you can try and have a running back? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I'm 2-2, so it's not going to be that huge.
Go get Taysom Hill. He's a running back. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Don't make a bad trade. Just make an amazing waiver wire move. All right, hey, got to go, Donnie. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Come back with something else.
Bye.
Try and get a wide receiver. Go.
Okay.
All right, Magic, appreciate your $20 hauler. I owe Ron Navy. Ron Navy dropped another 5 gifted memberships. Ron Navy, I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. I'm sorry. Ron Navy, and I owe Ron Navy a two more pumps. Let's go. Let's get a pump in.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
9. It's taking me longer to get through the 10. All right, I got one more set. Unless someone drops another 20. Unfortunately, I'll have to do another one. Fortunately and unfortunately. Full PPR trade James Cook for Breece Hall. I take Breece Hall personally. I know a lot of people might disagree with that, but that's just where I stand on that particular conversation piece. Keaton Mitchell or Warren. Mitchell's still very questionable, so Warren for now, but they're both bad right now. But I think Mitchell has some value. It just may not be this week. Now, if we hear news about Mitchell's getting the start, of course, we're swinging back around. I like him a lot. Stroud or Love? Love's pretty safe. I'd say Love's the safe play. I'm sorry, Stroud's safe. Stroud is a safe play at Atlanta. If you want safety, that's probably the move. Love is higher risk because he's been spotty during the first half of a lot of games here, but he's also QB 4-5 in that territory. So Love is probably the guy I would start, but it's very, very close. And we're like one game away before we have we're one game away before we have Stroud right there. Traded my Chase and T-Law for Bijan. I'd rather have Bijan with the current Burrow situation, my guy. Definitely. Ron Navy with a $20 hauler. He just wants me to get ripped. It was 2 gifted 5 memberships. You missed one. There's the other moonshot for the other 5, and here's the $20 pump.
Alert. Super chat alert. $20 super chat. $20 Alert. Super chat alert.
7, 8, 9, 10. I want to say this is like 12 or 13 sets today. Your boy's I'm gonna be so ripped. Right now it's not, the definition's not there yet. I am swole. Like that, but we're gonna get some definition. It's gonna look like, I could draw it right now if I wanted to envision what it's gonna look like. A little enhancement until it happens, so I can kind of try it on for size. Loving the content. You the man. Thank you, Left Behind Times. You're the man. $2 hauler. Appreciate you. Moonshot.
To the moon.
Moonshot for being a monster. A super chat monster. Shoddy. Trade idea. Fields, Love, Bijan. Go see what QB needy team wants Love or Fields. They're both playing great. They're both top 5 or 6 quarterbacks right now. Bijan, HN. Fantastic. Keep Bijan. Keep HN. Walker. Keep Walker. Trade Swift, maybe. Keep Brees. Trade Pacheco, maybe. So Swift, Pacheco. Keep Gibbs because you can't get enough. Look, DJ Moore. DJ Moore and Puka and Devontae Smith. You don't need to do anything. How are you 1-3, young man? You better have started Fields and DJ Moore this week. Okay. I hope to God you did, because you're about to be 2-3. And honestly, you don't have to make a move, but would I trade maybe Puka and Swift for like an elite wide receiver? Like, you could get Diggs for that. You know? You could trade Pacheco and Puka. You could trade DJ Moore and maybe Pacheco for a Diggs if you wanted to go that route. Those are all moves I would make. But I also feel like you can't get the right deal made. Bro, ride that team into the sunset because it's solid. 12 team dynasty superflex start 11. Kyler and a mid 24 first, or Nico, Puka, Michael Wilson. You've got to take the Kyler side with the first rounder in a superflex, I think. Nico is very interesting. Puka is very interesting. Michael, these are very interesting picks, but like, you're getting a first rounder, or you have a first rounder, a mid first rounder, and Kyler in a superflex. I still think Kyler's got a lot of value, but I could see doing either side. I don't blame you. It depends on the quarterback situation you would have. Should I start Christian Watson or Gabe Davis? Gabe Davis might be a tiny bit safer, but I think Watson has that same thing as Fields owners had to struggle with. He could score 4, or he could score, in Fields' case, 50, which he did. Or with Christian Watson, he could score 4, or he could score 30. So Gabe Davis feels like more of a 8 to 15 point guy, which is still good, but you got to decide what you want. If you need to swing, you go ahead with Christian Watson. Ron's trying to kill me. He says, I think you have 10 more.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I broke the 25 off. Jeez. I broke the 25 off. Fell and hit me in the head. Thank you, Ron. I still owe Ron one more set, though, from his $100 hauler, so we're not done yet. All right. I'm getting better to where I'm not as out of breath. And I'm drinking more water. Anyway, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Looking like RoboCop. These guns are going to get shaped. It can't happen overnight, ladies and gentlemen, but it will happen. Appreciate you all. It'd be sweet if we had a punching bag in here. I got the Gronk bar hanging from the ceiling, bolted into some boards. I could technically put some sort of punching bag in here and $20 hauler, and I go speed bag on the body bag on it. 10 hits. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow. Look for that Bijan and Kelsey video and another video that's going to probably drop soon. I'll see you all later. Let me go ahead and get that last set in. One last set.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
7, slowing down. 8, 9, 10. I can barely move my arms. Arms don't work. See you all later. Appreciate you. Thank you to my $20 hauler and up people. Ron Navy with a 20. Ron Navy with a 20. Appreciate you, Ron. Jason Montoya with a 20 wad with a 4-0 team like a monster. Navy coming in with the 100 wad. Again, drop some prayer emojis for Miss Navy, please. Magic Mingo. Or Ming. I keep calling all these different things. Magic Mike, Magic Mingo. Magic Ming with a 20 wad. Thank you, Magic. Appreciate you. See you all tomorrow. Live stream, graveyard shift. Also a video probably to drop. Peace out. Oh, God. $20 holler. Good job, Smitty.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to get a trainer in here to tell me if I'm gonna bust something. 10. Ugh. At some point, I will have to give up and do some sort of like jumping jack or something. A jump rope, squats. I just want to know, am I going to bust something? Do I have any trainers in here? Do we have any fitness experts in here? Is doing like 15 to 20 sets of that 10 times gonna end up ripping something? Do I got a fitness person in here? You're going to bust some. No, but Travis, you're not an expert on fitness, I don't think, right? I don't think Travis has got a fitness certificate. Do you, Travis? Travis might have it. Travis might have it. Can I get anybody? Is there any kind of fitness person in here? Is doing 10 rep sets going to break me? That's all I want to know. What Gotta mix it up. I will mix it up. They won't just be curls. Tomorrow we're doing shoulders. But I just want to know, will 12 sets, 15 sets of 10 tear anything? Not 25 pounds, says Grant himself. Are you an expert, Grant? I'm going to trust Grant. So far, I'm going to trust Grant. Yeah, we're doing different muscle groups. Tomorrow's shoulders. Ron says, here's $5. Buy some BioFreeze on my arms. Thank you. And I got Kilpatrick dropped a marker board fund, $9.99, so I can draw lines under here if I need to just look a little more swole. Okay, I'll see you all later. Appreciate you.